talk about this because if you don't know, I kind of like Darkmoon Faire. I
She's
know
in love
it's
with
something
it.
different.
She's in love with
Love it.
it.
I love it.
She would
I
get
love
married
it.
to it.
I
And they
know. I
would and
do.
they
I
would and
do
they
love
would
it. I do
elope.
love going to Darkmoon Faire because you get tickets and it's just fun. But there's all good things that you can do, and as a challenger, you can certainly take your toon to Darkmoon Faire. The only things you can't have is don't get the Wii buff. The Wii buff is not allowed. So that's where you ride the carousel. No riding a carousel, no Wii buffs. Okay? But you can do any of the quests that are there, which are normally your profession quests. So on most of my, especially on my irons, I would go over there to get my first aid. An extra
Quest.
5 points
Sure.
in first aid is
and
definitely
experience,
good.
right? I think you get experience.
Sorry?
You get
You get
experience for the profession quest, so you can get it for
no.
first aid. What?
No. No, it's just rep,
Who was
and I
telling me
think
that?
it's normally rep and
Someone was telling me that.
rep and 5 points. But there is also the bag to get the Darkmoon Faire storage box, which is you can get the tokens and sell the tokens back, and oh, you do get XP. I must admit I didn't overly notice. Thanks, Fair. But yeah, it's certainly good. There are some that I probably wouldn't do. I normally just will go there, do the profession ones. I don't do every single quest because, there is the canon one. As a pacifist, you don't want to do the whack-a-knoll one because they count as kills.
Mm-hmm.
So don't do the whack-a-knoll one. The canon one can be a bit dicey. So I would suggest don't do the canon one because if it fails, you will fall normally to your death. I mean, if you're on a higher level toon, you might take some damage and not die, but on a smaller toon, yeah. On the canon one, where you get shot up, sometimes it fails. And you go, yeah, splunk. So I've landed in the tree a couple of times.
Like the one where you have to get shot from the cannon and hit the bullseye that's in the water?
Yeah.
So you don't actually make it to the water?
No, get shot up and then
that's
just
nice.
As it gets up there, and then you just go, yeah, because you start soaring across and then something, I don't know what happens, but something happens and then you just go, and I've fallen into the tree a couple of times, but I've also fallen where there's been like nothing and ended up dead. So obviously not on a challenge toon. I've done this either on my priest or my warlock, but I would say be very careful with that one for sure.
That's why I skipped the canon quest in Swamp of Sorrows. Once I get to the canon quest, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's time to move on because I don't want to take that chance.
Yeah. Ferris Stella in the chat room says, yeah, I've had normals die on the cannon shot. Wow. And yes, you can drop before the water. Absolutely. I mean, the goal is to get across there and drop to hit the bullseye. If you hit it too early, you will land on the ground. And yeah, it's certainly not pretty. So yeah, it's not good. And if you don't have like a goblin glider or some facilities, I mean, obviously as a hunter, you could probably, if you're lucky enough to hit disengage before you hit the ground, then that will normally be able to save you. But a lot of classes don't have, those abilities and you'll end up dead. So, there's like anything, there are things you need to be careful of, but Darkmoon Faire within itself is not a bad place to go. I normally would only take my Bloodthirsty over there to get to use up one. I think I use up 2 quests to do the one to get over to Darkmoon Faire, and one to get the ticket, to hand in the tickets, so then I can buy the storage box. So I think I use 1 or 2 quests out of my Bloodthirsty, but other than that, I try not to use too much more. Otherwise, if you're using it every month on the profession quest, then you're going to use up a quest every month on Darkmoon Faire. So it's one of those things that you've got to weigh up what you want to do. But on an iron, it's fine because the irons do questing. So,
Yep.
And pacifists are okay with questing. So Darkmoon Faire's good, but it ends, well, for me it'll be tonight. So tomorrow morning, I'd say for you guys. So if you need to get over there, then do it. If not, it's all good. Okay. What else have we got? Anything? No.
Well,
Okay.
Roguester says you know you're gonna smack the ground. He's second your shot of the cannon if you have no wings.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you can,
Yep.
you need to take evasive action if you can.
Yep.
So.
Yep, that's a good point, Star. Absolutely. If the wings don't show up, yeah, you're gonna drop like a brick.
Like a what?
So careful. Azzy says, did I miss the question about changing spec?
Nope.
We didn't have a question about changing spec. Azzy, sorry, there's nobody asked.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I don't know. We can't answer it if it's not asked.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Nice. Okay. You.
Okay.
Want to do?
So, Stir's joke of the week. Stir, thank you very much. You sent this to Lita, yeah? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I bought the world's worst thesaurus yesterday. Not only is it terrible, it's terrible.
It's terrible. Okay, thanks, Stir.
So, yeah, I I don't know. I just, come on, man.
What was yours, Azzy? I didn't see one. I didn't see one from Azzy.
No,
what
he didn't send.
give us the joke?
Well, he gave us one during the stream, I think.
Okay, right. Okay, I didn't see it then.
So I want to say thank you to all of our Patreons. Thank you very much for your support, for helping us to try to get the website to be, like, our first goal is to have it self-paid for. So at the $5 level, and we're going to hear my other son go pay too. Fantastic. So, you know, I don't know. There you go. So, thank you to Azzy, Awesome Trousers, Bart H, Cell, D, Dreven, Fair, Gotrick, Calamoon, Lisanne, Pandora, Unamathil, Anonymous, and Zaya is our newest patron. Thank you very, very much for joining the group to help us to make the server self-supportive.
Yeah.
It definitely helps. We're at 104 of the 200.
1 minute.
Yeah, I think
under a minute.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's okay. So we're at $104 out of the 200 that we're going for, because the server costs $224, and if we can get to 200, well, I'll do the extra 24. It's fine. 200 is a nice round number. Hold on a second.
There's his dad voice. There it is, people. And the dad face. That's the dad face. Yeah, no, thanks everyone. That's wonderful, you guys. Patrons, thank you so much for helping out. Can't hear you.
3, 2, 1. That's what I was doing. We're actually 10 seconds over, and it's going to count down again. So we're now over the 24 hours.
Yeah.
Feels good. Feels good.
You made it.
Feels good. So this is what I was going to say. I wanted to speak a little bit about this, is that... okay, well, I've got a list. This is why... okay, this is why I make the jot notes. Okay, so I wanted to put up what the schedule was, because overall we didn't really show a whole lot. Like I didn't really plan a ton of stuff, and I'm like, where is this graphic? I only see the graphic in the show notes. So this is how we're going to do it. We're going to go like this, and we're just going to drag it right on into the show. And this is how we do things live, okay? So, boom, just like that. So you can see we actually had 7 hours of Overwatch playing. This is just roughly, okay? About 2 hours of PUBG, about 2 hours. Actually, I think maybe a little bit more of doing my Iron Man dailies. 3 hours roughly, maybe a little bit more of doing mount runs and leveling with you. And doing about 2 hours of mount farming. So I was going to world bosses and all that stuff, and about 3 hours, I think closer to 4 hours of D&D, about a half hour, 45 minutes of apparently alt leveling, which I totally did not remember. And then, honestly, I don't remember doing it, so my brain's mush. And about 2 hours of behind-the-scenes prep stuff for the show. And now we're doing the show, so that's about an hour. We are at the hour, so, the final tally, so, I mean, our fundraiser technically goes for the entire year, but usually my wife and I, we don't raise after the actual walk, which is June 17th. I like to get all my stuff done now, so I won't be pushing it, I guess, as much as I have been. Because my goal was to raise up until the 24-hour live stream and peak at that. If anybody still wants to donate, I mean, I think I'm still going to keep the Twitch link in there, and it runs every half hour. But I'll be removing the banner and stuff like that. But I wanted to say that overall, we are at. I just want to get a final, number here. It's $3,050.67.
Wow. Well done. That is awesome.
And from it's from last year we set a goal for $500 because and then we got to 1,065. This year we set the 1,000, and it was like I don't think we're gonna make this because $1,000 is a lot of money. I mean, people raise lots and lots and lots and lots of money, but still $1,000 is a lot. So Don't look at me. My wife's looking at me. Get out of here. Let me